If you would have told me 5 years ago that I would perform surgery on a 90-year-old, he'd be back up, riding his motorcycle, I probably would have said, I don't think so. We have to lose this thought. We have to not let the age dictate what we do with patients. If we think of them as a 20-year-old and the 40-year-old, we want to just get them fixed and get them out. And I think that's what patients want.
My first name is Charles, and they call me Chazz. I was born in 1924. I'm 94 years old, and oddly enough, when my wife and I got married, we had quite an age difference, and she said to me, if you promise me to live to be 100, we can do it. And I said, I'll give you that in writing, because I'm going to make 100. My dad was in the garage business, and one of his customers rode a Harley Davidson. And every time he came in with that, my mouth would just water. I said, I've got to get a ride on that. So after that ride of about a half an hour, I said, Dad, when I grow up and I'm 16, I want to have a Harley Davidson. Well, he wasn't all that happy about it, but he said, well, we'll see. So I did, and finally drove it over to my dad's garage, and he was not happy, not happy at all. I had a real enjoyable life, motorcycling all across the country. I've had 35 to 40 Harleys in my life. I've been riding a Harley Davidson for 77 years without an accident. I know the good Lord's been looking after me out there on the highway, but he was probably busy this time, and whatever happened, happened. My accident happened 7 months ago. It was a club ride. I belonged to the Black Mountain Motorcycle Club, and we had just finished lunch in Chino Valley, and we were going to go on to Flagstaff, and for some reason, I wound up sideswiping a truck at 75 miles an hour and got thrown to the concrete. And lucky enough that the police were right there, and they immediately called the helicopter to take me to the hospital. And they said I was conscious, but I don't remember that part at all. I broke my arm, fractured my neck, broke my leg, broke my ankle, one of my left shoulder also, and arm, and my back. I had road rash on my back. I was in the hospital for a little more than 3 months. The team of doctors were fantastic. I remember them all in my room at the same time. The hospital had some great programs there. The teamwork was great because I think that because the communication was great with one another. They wanted me active, and didn't want me to lay there forever. So they had a program for me at the gym, and in the bed also at the same time, where I'd lift my legs up. A therapist would come to the bed, and I'd lift legs and arms up, and I can remember my left arm, I could only get it up about that high, and they worked on me till I could finally get it up to there. And that took a while. I was a little discouraged that it didn't happen quicker than it did, but they never gave up on it, and they were right in the end. They were rather pleased at the way I was healing, and many of them said to me, well, hey, what's your secret? Normally they don't expect somebody at my age to be riding a Harley Davidson, and the most important thing is staying positive with it. It's very easy to start feeling sorry for yourself, and I made sure that's one thing that didn't happen to me.
You know, when you read the list, you come in the morning, I have a 90-year-old patient who is involved in a motorcycle collision. Oh no, let's not touch him, you know, he's in his 90s. And that might have been what I would have done 6, 7 years ago. Now we look at each individual, and I think because he came to a hospital that has a G60 service, and that we are very accustomed to taking care of patients over the age of 60 and being very aggressive, we went into his room with an open mind. With an open mind, not with any preconceived thoughts, not with this illusion that he can't tolerate these operations. And clearly he did. And I don't think that he's an isolated sort of person, out on an island. I believe there's many people, over the age of 60 that are strong and healthy and, they're working out every day. And when they get injured, they want to be fixed.
I'm doing fine now. I'm to the point now that I can walk without my walker or walk without the cane, and I'll try to walk every day as much as I can to bring it all back to where it was. But I still have, my heart is still with Harley Davidson, and there's no doubt I'll probably ride again.